Today we'll be discussing The Heir by Kiera, and if you don't know what this is the fourth book in the Selection series. I kind of consider it more of a sequel, but they kind of consider it as a one series, but it's a sequel to me. So this book is actually not from America's perspective, it's actually from her daughter's Elan's. The names are complicated. So Haley has been completely gone of the caste system. There's no more caste. You're not defined by number. You're not 5. You're not 6. You're not a 3. You are just your own person, and that's how it is. But unfortunately, this is also causing a lot of riots to happen because people believe that they're being held against what their past was as a number, and just they're not happy with it. They feel like the monarchy isn't doing anything to help them. So Max and America come up with a strategy about to have a selection. And they would put their daughter in through the selection in hopes to find a husband and to distract the public for a little bit. And so Ellen is thrown into the selection against her will, and she meets 35 guys. She meets all these guys, and so now she has to try to pick a husband. And during this, a lot of things happen. And so I highly recommend to read this if you like the Selection series. But if you haven't read the book, don't watch the rest of this video because I'm going to totally spoil it for you, and I don't want to ruin it for you. So if you want to go back and go read it, then you can come back and I'll welcome you again. Okay? Bye. Bye, non-spoiler people. Okay, so let's talk about this book. First of all, let's talk about the names. Oh my gosh, I don't even, it's like, is this even English anymore? Ellen. I don't even know. I just call her Ellen because it sounded nice. That's all. I don't know if I pronounce it. Aaron. It's spelled with an H. Really. First, if you read it not knowing it's Aaron, it sounds like a hern. And a hern sounds like a hearse. Aaron. And then we have Austin. I would have had no idea how to pronounce this if someone didn't tell me. It's spelled with an O. Is it hard to put the A in U? That's my question. Is it hard? Erica and Max like to name their kids some pretty weird names and then spell them really weird. The only really normal name that was somewhat spelled good was Caden. Anyway, so Ellen's in the selection. She hates the selection. This is one thing I really did not get. Erica and Max had forced their kid to go into the selection when they're like, oh, it will be good for you and everything else, and Ellen's just acting like a brat. And I'm thinking, wait. whoa. Let's rewind the tapes, because 20 years ago your mother made you join the selection in America and you hated it. And now what are you doing? You're forcing your daughter into one. I don't get. I remember America was so mad when she had to join the selection. She's like, I want to join the selection. I don't like you. I'm going to try to be gone as soon as I can. But I'm only here so my family can get a paycheck. And now she's forcing her daughter in. I feel like that's kind of really two-faced, that she's really contradicting herself, because here she said she would never put her daughter through a selection. Now what is she doing? It was really weird to read from a different perspective of the book. The selection series we read from America's who was in the selection, where this is Edland is the leader of the selection. It's kind of weird. First series, The Bachelor. Second series, Bachelorette. Though I felt like this book was kind of a really long and boring episode of The Bachelorette. Halfway through, I still was not really into it because I felt like there's so much world building. And that's one thing though about Kiera is right. The plot was pretty simple enough. There's a girl. She's forced to be a selection. She kind of doesn't want to do it. Blah, 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 blah. But the characters she writes are so complex and upset that you don't really know how to really do them, because at one minute it's like, okay, I think I'm starting to get your personality, but then you do something totally different. I'm totally sidetracked on what you're doing. I felt like the one part I really enjoyed were the last 3 chapters. It was good, don't get me wrong. But it is interesting to read from Ella's perspective, though one thing I did think what made the selection a little bit better is it wasn't just a prince trying to find a princess. It was also, well, now you have the king and he's trying to get rid of America, and now there's these rebels, where this is more just like Ellen trying to deal with herself. Ellen always has this big head about herself. She's like, be the future queen of Alia, and no one's more powerful than me. I feel like that was also her defense. Whenever something went wrong that wasn't supposed to go wrong, or something happened, she always used that as an excuse. I'm the queen of Alia, and more powerful. She has a lot of walls, and we can't blame her because she has a hard time opening up to these guys. And I do admit, she doesn't react in a lot of stuff, like when Hale asked her to see her sketchbook, she's like,
oh my god, I can't show you my sketchbook. Oh my gosh, what does he think he's doing? He's asking me to see my sketchbook. Oh my gosh, my life is ruined. It's too much, it's too much.
Wait till someone asks her to marry them. She's gonna start freaking out if she freaked out over her sketchbook. But I think some of it was due because Ellen's very isolated in the past, where she doesn't really know much about the outer world. Where Max in America, well, America came from the outer world, so she could generally care about her people. Where Ellen, she's never had it bad. She's always been around people who cared about her, and she never really had to open up to anyone, because all the people she ever had to really talk to were her family and then the servants. So now she has to try to open herself, and I think her fear is she wants to be independent, but she doesn't know that she can be independent but still be with someone. I think she views marriage as a tie down, like, oh, once you're married, you're stuck in that place. You cannot go and do things. And I think that's where her fear is. And I think she's very vulnerable. I think she's very feared to open herself up, because the way she opens herself up, I think she feels like she's giving a part of herself to someone. And what happens if they break her heart? I think that's also her fear. I think she doesn't want her heart broken. And Ellen, I like how her character develops through the book, because I mean, at first I hated her. I was like, oh my gosh, is this going to be the whole book like? But then as the book progresses, you see her starting to open up more. She starts to realize that, hey, this could be a good thing. She loves her job a lot, but then she always comes with a responsibility. She's like, I'm the Queen of Ilia, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I don't want to go sit through another meeting. I'm going to be queen one day, and it's going to be awesome. Oh my gosh, I hate doing this. That was her throughout the whole book. One minute she's like, I love the crowd. The bitch like, why did I have to be the one? Like, really? 7 minutes? Really, Erin? You couldn't? Really? But they forced their daughter to marry over a temporary solution. My whole thing was, though, yes, it could distract the people, but honestly, if the world outside is so bad, and you are holding a selection and glorifying the palace life, I don't think it's going to really help bring peace but anger to people, because it's going to be like, wow, we are in poverty and you're holding a stupid little game show selection thing. That's probably what they were thinking. I can probably easily guess how this book ends. I have a lot of predictions, but I think Kyle, she will pick Kyle. Because, first of all, just the attitude when she runs into him. First of all, she's mad at the beginning of the book when he's there in the hallway, she runs into him, when she is in fact the one that ran into him, but yet it's his fault for being there. She says how she hates Kyle, he's so annoying, he likes to read, he thinks it's cool, he thinks it's better than anyone else. So then, you kind of already know, okay, this is going to happen. Then when Kyle's name is drawn the selection again, and I have a feeling she will pick Kyle. One day, I kind of felt bad for Kyle, because I felt like she was using him a lot in the book. Because she'd be like, totally like, oh hi, talking to him, be like, how are you? And she's like, whoa, 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 you just crossed the line. You just asked me something. I guess she's making out with him, but then she'd be totally making out with him, and then be like, I'm not really gonna really marry you, or maybe I don't really like you. Like, that's what she wanted to do, to make out with him, and had no attraction to him whatsoever. But I do think that's gonna change, and she's gonna end up with him. But then my also prediction is Eric. I feel like Eric is gonna play a big role in the second book. I feel like she's gonna start talking to this. It's gonna be like yeah, kind of thing. She always said, oh, it's so easy to talk to Eric, and I don't know why I'm so open with him. Especially because she's so guarded with herself. I think the fact that she kind of went out to him is gonna play a significant role. I don't think they're gonna she's like, why you not talking about it? I know America and actually are older people in this. Year! You were only 17! You know? Look how old they are. But you obviously can hear their age and their voices. It was just so weird to read about them as second characters. Like, Ellen and her brother, they are like first characters. Max and America are second characters. I still want to book though about Max and America, but like after such a big year, like maybe the first few years they were married. I still want that book. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I want that book. It's interesting to see, because mostly when you read books like this and there's always an uprising, you always hear from the people who are causing the uprising, not the people who have to deal with the uprising. I think that was kind of cool to read from the perspective. But I think Kyle's designs and architectures are also going to play a bigger part, because like he said, he was designing those buildings like, oh, this could be for the poor and stuff like that. And I feel like if maybe Kyle could design a building where then they can hire workers to build it, and so it would cause more jobs. I think something's going to happen when something's going to happen. I know it. I know it. I was not okay with this whatsoever. So, Ellen, I mean, I can see her motives, but it was selfish. She was like telling her, maybe we should reconsider trying to marry Camille. You know, there's a lot of other people who might be better. I mean, you kind of just restricted yourself to one person, so maybe she isn't the one. And I can see her motives. Being a twin, I know they're very close to each other. I do think it was selfish. I still think Erin should have handled this totally away, because next day, Ellen gets this letter. Erin has run off and married this Camille girl. Doesn't say where he's going, doesn't say why he's going, just gets up, leaves and I'll say, yeah, I married her. It wasn't like he was being denied of a marriage in the first place. That's the thing. I know he probably couldn't marry her during the selection because it'd take away all the spotlight from Evelyn. You can't just go and just marry someone. I could see if maybe his family wasn't the best of families. They weren't supportive of his relationship with her, but they were very supportive. But they just run off and get married, don't tell anyone. And then he leaves us know. He's like, yeah, I mean, I would have liked you to come, but I wanted to do this. Like, Aaron! Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten, dude. What's your problem? Like, I don't get why he just ran off and got married. I think that we'll find out in the second book, but seriously, it's not like it's a forbidden romance or something. It's like they just like got up like, oh, let's go get married today, and went. Left without time went. And then America has this heart attack. I don't even really know how medically accurate that is. She has this heart attack, and I'm like, whoa. Like, I feel like the only really good chapters of it were the last 3 chapters. I'm like, what is going on here? America has this heart attack just from shock and anxiety and just panic. She has this heart attack, and it's with some other character that you don't know much about. Okay, it wouldn't be like, yeah, big charm, but we just read a whole series about America. Now her life is just hanging by a thread. I do think she's gonna recover. I think she's gonna be okay because it happened in the last series of the selection books. There's only one more book after this. I think if something were to happen to her, kind of take off the whole book. Then again, I could totally see Kiera killing off America because that's what I think a lot of authors tend to do. They figure it's the last book, so forget all your readers' hearts. Let's just put it in a blender and put it on high speed and crush all your hopes and dreams and kill off all your favorite characters. Yes. That's what they do. But then again, I think if that was to happen and Ellen had to become queen, I think it's a pretty unoriginal thing because that happened in the 1. And now if this is just a retelling of it, it's kind of boring. But I think America will be fine. But so anyways, that was my Heir book talk. I'm sorry I couldn't flash the cover. I kind of left it somewhere, so I don't have it right now. Oh, and I totally forgot to tell you. This is a little fangirling story. Okay, so I was in this fashion show with my school. Like, if you watch my one video, I was also in the fashion show. It's weird how everything for the selection series always happens when I'm in the fashion show at my schools for the fundraiser. I also made this my prom dress, but I was in the store and I had to pick out any dress I possibly wanted. I could pick it out and wear in this fashion show. And I found a dress like the Heir. I have pictures of it. I mean, it's not the greatest pictures. I'm sorry. It actually does look the Heir. It's not as flowy as hers on the cover, but it's like, it has all the ripples on it and everything. It's like, I'll post pictures on it. And then I actually bought it for my prom dress, and I totally felt like Evelyn, and it was great, and I totally fangirled, and people were like, oh, your dress up pretty, like, thank you, I bought it because it reminded me of a book cover. I know, hashtag nerd problems. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please write in your comments below what you thought of this book. How do you think the second book's gonna play out? Because I don't know. I think she's gonna pick Kyle. I like to think she'd pick Kyle, but I like all the guys. I like Hale. He's cool, too. Henry's sweet, but there's just that language barrier, and to be able to marry someone and still not know much about them, and like think if they could never really have a personal conversation because Eric would be there always, and that's just awkward. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye!